Dianna, good morning.
Hello, everybody. This is my first radio interview in my new role. And what better way to lead into this with the thought of having the word booty on my sweatpants, which I had juicy in college. That's what I went with.
A juicy couture, if I may.
Yeah, nothing like putting the big Juiscy. I think I spelled that right.
Not
right
an S.
across.
There's no S in juicy.
Nope, no S.
Now you're a writer. You need to know that.
Spell check. Lean in hard.
How amazing is it? Well, thank you very much for being our first interview as you embark upon your new part of your career. How amazing is it now to be introduced as Athletic Insider?
It was awesome to hear you say that. It's awesome to be here with you. I miss talking with you. I've been following you along your life here on social media. You guys do such a good job with your clips, and obviously I love all your takes. Sometimes I find myself just shaking my head, nodding with everything you say, and then sometimes I want to text you and to say, I think ever since you became a dad, you got dumber.
Yeah.
But then I hold back because I understand the fight you're in and what you're dealing with. I'm sure just very little sleep and rest and prep time these days. So, yes, I am very excited for this new chapter in my life. You know, Dave, is something that if you asked me a month ago, would I be starting the football season working for a different company after almost 10 years at ESPN, I would have told you, yeah, no way. I've got 2 babies under 2. I'm not changing careers. I'm not changing my my path here because I love it and I love where I'm at and it's been a good place. But I decided to shake it up.
Shake it up, which is a good. I mean, you've always though been, I think, hungry and tireless, and you were driven. I mean, you and I were friends before you even got to ESPN, and so what a wonderful 10 years this has been for you and the growth of your career. And now, you know, you're so big that Peter King is writing about how much you make. I mean, that's when you know you've made it.
What is that? I was like, look, that there were some angles in that article that I thought a little sideswiped, you know, but I understand, you know, Peter is obviously a legend and you know, has had so much success. I was shocked he went with that angle, but, you know, I thought there was a lot more meat to the bone than that, but I understand that in the media in 2023, you know, I think the line he used about people covering such a popular sport are paid well. You know, I'm not sure where he got all his numbers but I can tell you the first thing my husband said after he read that was, you know, did you not share something with me? Are you getting paid a lot more than you were told? But yeah, that was pretty wild. But I hope if anyone had that opportunity listening that read the article, if they even came across it, the takeaway was more just this really cool opportunity The Athletic is giving me, which, you know, it's so hard to take a step away from comfort, right? I had such a good situation at ESPN and so much support and love and friends, really, truly friends that I will have forever. To go, all right, things are so good here, and I could keep doing this for probably another 15, 20 years and still love it. But I just thought it was the right time for me to really push myself and lock into what I think has been my strength over the last few years, which is collecting information and building relationships, and take the time to focus on that. And I've even seen in the last week the fact that I've had an opportunity to spend more time on the phone, to text with more people, to dig in on stories. And I'm not getting every single transaction. I'm not out. The Athletic didn't even hire me to do that. But just to get some more backstory on why things are happening in the league, I've really enjoyed this chance or opportunity that the Athletic's given me, because I'm not filled. My day is not filled with 45 SportsCenter hits. You know, in 17 radio appearances across the country for all the ESPN affiliates. While all of that was great and fun, and I'm going to probably wind up filling my schedule up again, but being able to just really be singularly focused has been really enjoyable.
Dianna Russini joins us after nearly 10 years at ESPN. She is now going to The Athletic to be their senior NFL writer. And the takeaways that I had from your interview with Peter that he wrote in his widely successful Football Morning in America column is that, A, your hard work has led you to build a career where in this space, in NFL space, you're an incredibly trusted source. And that's a real testament to you and your work ethic, your relationship opportunities and abilities, your person skills. And then I think the second thing was when you said going to The Athletic, they had a new vision for you. They had all these new things for you, that they saw you as a storyteller. They saw you doing video. They saw you doing writing. They saw you have this project, that project, and that was exciting. And that's interesting from my standpoint, because I think in today's media, you can do your thing and it's the way that it always is. But when you find, you know, those places in media where there's a new vision, to me, that is so refreshing. So that part of it for you must just feel like you've been shot out of a cannon.
Yes, it was. It's interesting. I felt like I went on a real emotional journey through it all, and anyone that's changed jobs where it was unexpected, I think can relate. You know, the first few days were harder than I expected. I thought I'd be running around, you know, screaming from the mountaintops, celebrating with my husband and my family. But that wasn't the case, because I was really happy in the current role. But once I had that chance to get over the fact that I was going to make this change and it was going to look different, and once I started to understand what this would mean and the resources and the endless amount of opportunity that the Athletic was willing to put into this job, I realized, oh my goodness, this is a fresh start. You know, and as I share with Peter, it was really a blank piece of paper, which, depending on how you look at it, can be really exhilarating and also really scary, because I just worked at a place where it was a little paint by numbers at times, right? You wake up, you start your day, and you're doing all your TV. You're told to do this. You're told to do that. Get to this field. Get to this practice. And now the Athletic is saying, what are your strengths? How can we lean into what you do best, and how can we support that? We have a team of reporters on the ground at every single location. How can they help you continue to grow, and how can you help us add to their stories? And that, to me, was when I started to really get excited about this. And even my days look different from the time I'm waking up to when I'm going to bed, who I'm talking to, how I'm talking to them. My life has really been turned upside down in the best way. And I never thought at 40 years old with 2 kids, I'd be so energized by a new opportunity. I really thought that I would end my career at ESPN. I never thought I'd walk away. So to have this now, it's changed my life.
I mean, it's the right decision. That's pretty awesome. Dianna Russini joins us this morning on the show from The Athletic, and I am an Athletic subscriber, have been for a couple of years, and I really like it. Let's get to the football point of things as well. And we start with Trey Lance. I mean, there's been so much around this that I wonder if we're making too much out of it. But from a Cowboys standpoint, why does it make sense to bring in Trey Lance?
You know, before Trey Lance was traded, let's just go back a year, because that's the truth. Is just there was always a lot of questions. Can this work? Can this work? Right. So then you get through the season and we know the injuries, and the Niners are calling around. They're having conversations with tons of GMs about their interest level for Trey. And, you know, when I was even digging on it 2 weeks ago, trying to get answers, is Trey Lance a good quarterback? Like, I could not answer that question because I don't know. They know something. The rest of the league seems to have a little bit of an idea. And the answer I kept running into was the potential is there. There's something that has to be good for the Niners to do what they did. So maybe we can take advantage of it. The ceiling is high, and this was really through the lens of a lot of general managers and head coaches I had conversations with. So then when we saw that the Niners were actually willing to do this, they were down for a trade. For Dallas, they leaned into the potential. That's what they're putting their investment in. Maybe we can unlock the treasure. Maybe we can find the lightning in the bottle here. And it was low risk for Dallas. And you have to give credit, I think, to the Cowboys over the years, as Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have done a great job finding players and drafting. And to me, this I wasn't shocked from a standpoint of, after the initial, oh my gosh, Dallas Cowboys, does this mean they lost their confidence in Dak? Once you got away from the superficial reaction to it and actually looked at it and had conversations with people that made these decisions, or at least that were around it, it all lined up. And I think it's always going to be looked at as, here is a team taking a chance on what this could be. And who knows what it could be.
That's interesting. Jonathan Taylor is the other big topic we've been talking about this morning. Do you think he plays another snap for the Colts?
I do. I do think this is a situation that is going to get worked out, because I look around the league at the other running backs, not because I actually believe that all relationships are fixable, which Chris Ballard, the GM, shared yesterday.
Spoken like a person with a few X's that you do not talk to anymore.
I don't talk to anyone I used to date. People hate me afterwards because they're like, that girl was so exhausting. She was so not worth all that effort. Like, she fooled me. She brainwashed me into believing she was wonderful. My husband brainwashed. This guy walks around like a zombie. Like, what did I sign up for? But Chris Ballard believes that it can be fixed. And you look at the Josh Jacobs situation, and that entire time, that was always going to be something where he was going to stay in Vegas. That was kind of always the word in the inner circle of, like, they will work that out. You look at Saquon Barkley running back to the Giants, like, please take me. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any of those things I said. Right. I know that we leaked that I wasn't going to play week 1, but thanks, please, So you look around, and it's really about the market of the running back. That's why I have belief that Jonathan Taylor is going to return to Indy, because he sees what's out there. And look, the reporting was all over the map. We saw it, and I think as you mentioned, you're an athletic reader, so I'm sure you saw our reporting, and we were very conservative on it about the interest level. Yeah. Because my sources were very locked into what was actually happening, and they kept sharing with me, do not take the bait. Like, this is what is happening. And we saw, which was not much, right? It was a big horse and pony show. Like, that's about it.
Finally, Joe Burrow. Is this a calf injury or a contract situation?
This is a calf injury. This is him trying to find his way back. Look, they've done a really good job of keeping those negotiations very tight. They have. All right, so the next layer to it is the center getting in the building, people close to Joe, teammates. What are you hearing? And everything that I've received over even up to yesterday afternoon was, this is all going to get worked out. This is all going in the right direction. And in terms of his injury, they are a little surprised how fast he was able to come back. There was a thought there for a while that he was not going to be able to get back the week leading into the game, opening week. So the fact that he's already out there running around is a really good sign. And even going back to his injury, the reaction there was like, oh my goodness, we just dodged a really big bullet here. They were prepared for something much worse. So I think this contract gets worked out, and I think Joe Burrow is obviously headed towards getting back on the field and being able to play.
So cool. to have Dianna Russini join us. This is her first radio hit since being named senior writer, NFL writer at The Athletic. If you subscribe to The Athletic, you'll get Dianna's coverage of the NFL, which to me is as good as anybody's out there. And I love her to death, and it is so cool to have her here on the show. Big props, DR. Big props. I'm proud of you. I love this deal for you. I think you're going to shine, and it sounds like you're totally energized, which means it's a good decision and a great opportunity. So I can't wait to have you on the show more.
Somebody said to me, if you see something in front of you that you're just kind of walking to, then you probably shouldn't do it. But if you're sprinting to that thing, take the jump, take the leap. So that's what I'm doing. So thanks for hanging with me. I love you. And I hope everything just continues to be successful, because everything you touch turns to gold these days.
You're the best. And my guess is that advice that you got was not from your dad. That doesn't sound like something your dad would say.
No, my dad's like, wait, so what are you doing now? You're a writer?
You work on TV?
Yeah. He's like, what? Are you going to brush your hair, or are you just going to stay in your pajamas all day and go on your laptop? What's happening around here? Go be a mother.
Thanks, Dianna.